So you're sitting on your couch, you're asking yourself, do I need to go to the grocery store to get eggs, milk, bread, cereal for the kids? Or do I just wait it out and see what happens? Well, here's the deal, folks. Yes, there is weather coming our way, and it's been going on for a bit, but the problem is, where's it going to go? That's the big question. Now, a few days ago, I did a weather piece for you, and I said anything over 10 days, don't believe. You got to wait for 5 days or less to determine exactly what's going on. And part of that is Mother Nature. Mother Nature could do all sorts of things with high pressures, low pressures, jet streams, you name it. It could change things. Now, this particular storm coming toward us, supposed to get here on Saturday and Sunday for the weekend, something fun to do with the weekend. But what's it going to do? Where's it going to go? And who's it going to hurt? Well, right now it appears that the way the storm track is tracking, people in the lower part of Indiana, into Kentucky, into Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and then up the East Coast, they're going to see a pretty big storm. And I mean pretty big by a lot of snow. And if you're south, a lot of rain and potential freezing rain. Now, freezing rain can be really hazardous if you get enough of it. It can power down about everything you can think of. But in the northern climate, well, what's going to happen up there? Well, they're saying snow, heavy snow, 6 inches or more in some places, and I mean more, definitely. But what's going to happen in the northern parts of the states, like, well, Indiana, where we live? Well, here's the problem. You have two competing forecasts. One is from the United States Weather Bureau. We call that the GFS. The second one is the Euro. Because the people over in Europe, they have their own weather forecasting and they give us a forecast. So you're set up with two particular different forecasts. And you can see how they look. One forecast says, well, we're going to happen this way. The other forecast says, well, it's going to happen that way. They're each predicting what's going on, but nobody is totally 100% correct. Could it be somewhere in the middle between those two? Well, yes, it can be. They're both taking a guess, but here's what controls things. High pressure areas, low pressure areas, jet streams, those are the animals that control things in the weather. Now, right now, up there in the lower part of Canada, there's a big high pressure area. And that high pressure area tends to want to shove everything below it, that storm we're talking about, shove it down. Because high pressures they spin, and they want to push energy out. And they push it out, pushes down the bad weather farther south. The problem is the high pressure area moves. And it's moving more toward the west. And it moves more toward the west, it loses that strength, pushing down in that storm. So what could that storm do? Well, the storm may come, so, well, I'm going to come north now. So where's it really going to end up for all of us? Well, right now, it started out we were just going to get a light dusting of snow. Now they're talking about the possibility of 2 to 4 inches of snow for our particular area of the state. Will it end up that way? Well, nobody really knows, but you can take a look. I mean, here's the latest GFS. This is from our country, our weather bureaus. This is what they're predicting. So now you know what's going on. But weather, yes, moves. And as it moves, it determines where that storm is going to go. But right now, the people down there in the Mississippis, the Alabamas, the Kentuckys, the Tennessees, and then moving up the East Coast, they're about to see a big storm coming their way, one of the biggest we've seen in a while. But how about northern Indiana? Well, maybe a little, maybe not a little. It just depends on how that low pressure moves, or how that high pressure moves, what it does, where it goes, and what it allows to come north. Time will tell. We'll start figuring that out maybe Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll know. But right now, it's a guess. And right now we're just guessing, maybe 2 to 4 inches. It just all depends what Mother Nature decides to do. And now you know.